Hey guys, how are you? Tyler back here with Heart of David Music Academy. If I can just have 10 to 15 minutes of your time, I think I can actually make your playing sound so much more full in areas of a service where you need to be able to flow. So if you can give me 10 to 15 minutes, I think it's going to help you greatly. So let's get right into it. I know I've been in services, and I'm sure you have as well, where the service, and I kind of briefly talked about this a couple weeks ago, but you kind of reach a moment where we're just in like a standstill. It's kind of a moment where the Spirit is ministering, and we need to be sensitive to that, right? Like, because that is arguably one of the most important times in service, if not the most important time. Because if the Spirit's ministering, we want to be able to assist with that and create an environment that is conducive. So that being said, there's something really simple that will add a little bit of depth, a little bit of color to what you're trying to do and it not be distracting. So I'm just going to play something very basic, and I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. So typically, if we were to just play keys, so today I'm going to try to pick a different key for each video, because A, I think it's important for you to be able to play in all 12 keys. B, it gives me practice in all 12 keys. So today we're going to be in the key of B. So we reach a moment, or maybe it's even at altar call, maybe the minister reaches a point where he starts prophesying, you know, something like that, right? You could do stuff like this. Right, super basic, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there are things that we can do that you're not going to be changing really much of what you're doing here at all. But there's things, if you have access to them, that will make your playing easier on you, but then it's also going to almost kind of act like a glue that holds everything together. So, and you may have heard me reference it in the last video where I was talking about Worthy Is Your Name, or actually it was 2 videos ago at this point. It all runs together. I apologize. But you heard me talk about a pad at some point. And if you're brand new, I'm sure like you've heard it, but you may not have realized what it was called. So if you can add a pad to your playing, it's going to make things that much more, like it sounds bigger than what it is. So let me just show you. That is a pad. Like I said, I'm sure you've heard it, but you probably didn't know what the name of it was. This is a pad. All it is just a layer, a wall of sound that just kind of sits beneath. You don't want it to be in the forefront. So this is where it's important. If you have the capabilities to be able to mix it yourself, do that. You don't want it to be over top of the keys. You want it to supplement what you're doing. So step 1, and it's going to be 3 steps basically. Step 1 is going to be activating your pads. So if we were just to do step 1, and it would sound beautiful. Okay, you get the idea. So step 1, activating your pads, but there's something that we can do to actually enhance this even more. Now, if you're playing on a keyboard, now if you're on a grand piano, unfortunately this isn't able to be done. But, well, I'm not going to say that. If you have your piano mic'd, you can do this, especially if you have a digital mixer. But most of us are on keyboards, and most of the keyboards we have you can dial in what is called reverb in there. So what reverb is it pretty much creates a long tail on the end of a note, but it also opens it up and it actually makes it wider so that it almost creates a bit of sustain without having to use the pedal. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here I have what is called a hall reverb. What a hall reverb is, and you can just listen to it. Let me actually disable the pads, and that way we can kind of hear the before and after. Okay, so let me totally disable the reverb. So reverb is turned off. This is your basic, which my piano naturally, the sound I'm using naturally has a little bit, right? Because it's sampled off of a grand piano. But if we turn on this reverb here, listen to the difference. Hear how it has that long tail on there? You combine this with your pads, and it makes you sound so much more full, and you're not doing much different at all. If anything different. You're just adding some things here and there. So, step 1, get your pads going. Step 2, get your reverb dialed in. Step 3, play super minimal. Super minimal. Here's why. Because if you start playing a bunch of stuff when you've got your reverb turned up, it's going to all mesh together and it's going to get kind of muddy. So you want to be very tasteful with it when you're playing with reverb. Step 1, activate your pads. Step 2, get your reverb dialed in. Step 3, minimalize your playing. So if we were to do all that together, this is what you've got. You see, I'm just playing very light. And if you play to a click, play to the click. But sometimes, like in our services, I just turn the click off and we go with the moment. Now, maybe he's getting into like a super heavy prophecy. You know, maybe there's people in the altars that are almost kind of like what I like to call warring. You know, you've heard the term spiritual warfare, but there's just a feeling in the atmosphere, right? This is where you'd want to play a little bit lower on the keys because you don't want to like have somebody that's fighting a battle in the altar and you're just up here like. So this would be where I'd want to play some heavier notes here in the bass maybe. Now I would do like a 6, 5, 4, and then walk it back up. This would be like if you had your drummer would key in on this and play a lot on the toms, a lot on the kick. Something else you can do is if you're on the 6 here, have your left hand stay on the 6 and then play other chords in your right hand. It almost gives it like a minor feel to it. All I'm doing is going back and forth between the 4 and the 5 in my right hand. And then maybe he goes back to reading a scripture or it lightens up. Again, just playing super light. Flow with what's going on. playing a lot of octaves will also help a lot with this. So you just pretty much just playing around with the major scale. There, we're going back over those grace notes like I showed you before. Now, if you really wanted to do something that would pull on the heartstrings, go to the 4, minor 4. Back to the 4, minor 4. I like to add the minor 6 on the top there. All right. So I hope you learned something from that. Super simple. Like I said, if you have access to it in your church, if you have like a way to be able to play pads, that'll be a whole separate topic. I don't have time to cover that in the brief amount of time I have with you guys here today. But if you have some sort of way, whether it be an iPad, a laptop, something, I mean, you could use your phone and hook it up to the sound system. Because the cool thing about pads is you don't have to worry about splitting audio left and right like you would if you were running multi-tracks or something like that, which is also a great option. But say you don't have the means to be able to do that, and all you can do is hook your phone up through your PA, you can do the same exact thing and then just use the volume on the iPad or the phone or something like that to be able to blend it a little bit with your keyboard. And like I said, most keyboards are going to have some sort of reverb knob on there to be able to adjust like the intensity of that reverb. Just dial that in, use your pads, those kinds of things, and you'd be surprised how much it's going to help your sound improve, especially in those moments where you need to be able to flow. So guys, again, I appreciate you giving me some of your time today. I hope you learned something. If you want more stuff like this, maybe you want it on a personal level and you want to actually work one-on-one with me, we can also work that out. There's a link in the description. But guys, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.